In this video, we're going to review my top 10 favorite hikes of 2022. If you're new to the channel, I've been recording Outdoors with John videos since 2019, and this is my first year-end review. I hope you'll use the links in the description to view more of these and other videos. Without further ado, let's get started. Coming in at number 10 is Beech Mountain and Beech Mountain Cliffs in Acadia National Park. This is one of the most popular hikes on the quiet side of Acadia National Park. It offers beautiful views of Echo Lake, the Atlantic Ocean, and the western mountains of Acadia. To reach Beech Cliffs, one must traverse 4 sets of ladders, but the views are spectacular. Additional views are also available from the summit of Beech Mountain and its fire tower. Climbing the ladders to Beech Cliff was just plain fun. The views from the cliff were really special. To top it off, my daughter and I enjoyed our boxed lunch on the summit of Beech Mountain. My only regret was not visiting the Canada Cliffs on the way back. Running late, we took a more direct route. Coming in at number 9 is the Lynn's Falls hike on the New England Trail. This was one of my favorite sections of the New England Trail that I hiked this year. Lake Wyola offers a beautiful beachfront with broad lake views, and Ruggles Pond, built by damming the Lyons Brook, provides numerous wide-open views, a small sand beach, and picnic areas. Wendell State Forest is a gem, offering numerous trails and overnight backpacking with a shelter. One doesn't have to travel far past Ruggles Pond to be treated to falls and cascades on Lyons Brook and its tributaries. My only regret on this hike was that I didn't get to enjoy either of the 2 beaches. I'll have to visit in the summer next time. Coming in at number 8 is the hike of the Nipmuck Trail in Connecticut's Mansfield Hollow State Park. The Nipmuck Trail might just be the best trail in eastern Connecticut, and this segment is the best I have hiked. The early hike is dominated by Mansfield Hollow Lake, which offers spectacular views while traversing the forested bluff above the water. The state park offers numerous water activities and picnicking opportunities. North of the park, we follow the Fenton River Valley until heading up the 50-foot cliff for some terrific views. My only regret was not being able to cross the iconic Iron Bridge before it was damaged by flooding and removed. Coming in at number 7 is the Cape Cod Sunset hike of the Knob. I haven't done a ton of Cape Cod hikes, but this has been my favorite so far. I learned about this one from a fellow YouTube content creator, Adam Hoyt. This hike is so easy, I did it wearing sandals. The Knob is a peninsula with Quizet Harbor views on one side and Buzzard Bay views on the other. The wooded bluffs and beaches on the Quizet Harbor side were delightful. The rock-armored Knob provided a 180-degree view of Buzzards Bay. This place is popular, and parking is limited. Get here early if you want to enjoy the sunset. My only regret was not packing food and bringing a chair to enjoy the full sunset. Coming in at number 6 is the AT hike to Bear Mountain in extreme cold. My nephew Jason and I hiked the highest peak in Connecticut on the coldest day of the year. This is a difficult hike in the best of conditions, but the blue skies and snow enhance the experience. In addition to the epic views from the summit of Bear Mountain, there are excellent views north and south from Lion's Head. My only regret was the performance of my GoPro. The batteries died in the cold. Coming in at number 5 is the Lower Hadlock Pond Loop in Acadia National Park. After a long drive from Connecticut, we were ready to stretch our legs, and there was enough room to park our motorhome along the road. This hike offers striking views of Hadlock Ponds and the nearby mountains. The trail follows a stream that connects the upper and lower ponds on elevated boardwalks, and there is a scenic cascade at the inlet to the lower pond. The hike around the pond is delightful, with many water views and a dam crossing. I only regret that we didn't arrive early enough to also hike around the upper pond. Coming in at number 4 is the Fenton River Stroll on the Nipmuck Trail in Connecticut. While the Mansfield Hollow State Park section has the lake views, this section has the 1-2 punch of scenery and history. The hike features 3 historic mill sites and numerous river views. The trail is relatively flat with benches for sitting and well-constructed bridges at the water crossings. My only regret was my sciatica pain really kicked my butt on the return. Coming in at number 3 is the Jordan Pond and Bubble Rock hike in Acadia National Park. One of the most spectacular hikes in Acadia National Park is the Jordan Pond Loop. It's an awesome must-do hike for all abilities. The west side of the trail is on raised boardwalks which are narrow and crowded. Hikers are treated to spectacular views of the pristine Jordan Pond, the Bubbles, and Pemetic Mountain. Below Penobscot Mountain, hikers will traverse a boulder field. This is the only technical challenge on the Jordan Pond Trail. On the east side, the path is crushed granite and closely follows the shore. Here we saw ducks, birds, fish, and frogs. My daughter and I took a side trip up South Bubble Mountain. This was definitely challenging and not for everyone. The views from the top were lovely. We could see the entire pond, the mountains surrounding it, and the Atlantic Ocean. I have fond memories of visiting Acadia National Park when I was a boy, and sharing this magic place with my family was very special. My only regret was not hiking to the North Bubble. I guess I'll have to go back again. Coming in at number 2 is the 52 with a view Welch-Dickey Loop in New Hampshire's White Mountain National Forest. This was one of the most memorable hikes I have ever done. It's a difficult hike, especially in winter, but the views are worth it. The ice and snow mixed with serious drop-offs can be a little unnerving. Definitely bring traction devices in the winter. The two summits offer terrific views of each other, the Sandwich Range to the south, the Tri-Pyramids to the east, and even Mount Musalaki to the west. It's not just the summits that are open. The granite approaches to Welch and Dickey Mountains provide countless breathtaking views. My only regret is that we did not stay for sunset. Next time we need to bring our lights. Before I reveal my number 1 hike, let's discuss 2 honorable mentions. The first is a coastal Black Point Trail hike my wife and son did with me right after Hurricane Nicole. The sun was out and the surf was amazing. This hike is located in Narragansett, Rhode Island. The second was Babcock Ridge in 20 inches of snow. This local land trust property in North Stonington, Connecticut was absolutely beautiful. And finally, coming in at number 1 is Mount Frissell and Connecticut's highest point. This was my hiking highlight of 2022. For me, there is something special about winter, and the ice on the trees and the trail made it surreal. I have lived in Connecticut all my life and had never been to its highest point. Given that just 2 days earlier the area was pelted with an ice storm, I was left wondering if I could even get to the trailhead. Ice covered everything, and there were many trees and branches bent over and blocking the trail. Round Mountain provided spectacular 360-degree views. On this cold blue sky day, I could see Riga Lake and the peaks of mountains from 3 states. After reaching Mount Frissell, the trail to Connecticut's highest point provided excellent views of Round Mountain, Gridley Mountain, and Bear Mountain. And then there was the High Point, a location on the side of the mountain whose peak is in another state. The final icing on the cake was a tri-state marker where Connecticut, Massachusetts, and New York intersect. While hiking to the marker, I was treated to views of the Catskill Mountains. My only regret is that I ran out of time to hike to Mount Brace for what would have been even better views of the Taconic Range and the Catskills. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more of this type of content or others, please let me know in the comments. Thank you all for supporting the channel this past year. I look forward to sharing more of my adventures with you in 2023.